321.
Hey, Mark. If I wanted to start a farm, right? I'm a city guy.
Yeah.
How much could someone expect, I guess, per acre, or how much acre they need to?
How much could a psychologist expect to get from you to help you with all your stress that you've added to your life? A lot, but they got a lot of them in this town. The therapy's a good racket, because people will pay.
So per acre, how much? What can you expect? What's the average per acre you could make?
Make my own enterprises. That number keeps going up and up and up. Because,
So today?
But today I kind of feel like if I'm not clearing 12K
Per acre.
per productive acre, then
So
something's
12
up. Because I've got to carry all the unproductive acres.
Right.
See, not everything is productive. Let's say in a
So if-
good farm, maybe 75% or 80% of your acres are productive. Well, you got to carry that other 20%. So you can't just break even.
So
gotta
if
do
you
better.
want to, let's say you're a city guy, you want to leave the city and start a farm,
Yep.
and if you want to make, let's say, 150K a year, how many acres do you need to make 150K? 15?
That depends. If you're going to market them out direct market and you're next to a population center and you're not surrounded by other people trying to do the same things,
Right.
then you're going to be able to move a high percent of your project. But direct marketers, like apples that are apple growers who grow for the direct market, they're still lucky to move 50 or 60 or 70% directly. It's hard to do. It's hand-to-hand
So how many
combat.
acres? Just-
Much, it's hand-to-hand combat. Every sale.
Got you.
Every sale is
Got you.
you gotta.
So
hit
mostly
people.
people are selling to brokers, or they're selling to distributors, or direct to the store?
All three.
All three.
For example, in my case,
Yeah.
I'm kind of a small grower. It's
Yeah.
only 60 acres.
60
me and my
acres.
wife.
Got you.
So there's read between the lines there. 60 acres, no direct marketing. Me and my wife.
You still direct to stores?
I do not. I sell
To distributors.
to distributors, and my fruit ends up down in Texas at HEB. It ends up in Wegmans. It ends up in Aldi's in Ohio.
60 times 12,000, I guess. Well, minus 30%.
Well,
Minus 30%.
everything's got to work right. Remember,
Exactly.
some of those 60 acres are zero.
Right.
So,
So how many acres would you suggest someone? I want to start a farm. Do I need 15 acres?
here's what you're missing. I suggest the number of acres that guy who wants to retire is selling. You want to buy a farm that already exists on good soil, and then bit by bit change it over into you. But people that have farms that are done, they don't have kids, they don't want to go on. Like me, I'm looking for Moisha when I'm going to retire in 10 years.
What could you expect
Let me
to
give
pay
you
an
my
acre?
card. Call me.
Mike, what could you expect to pay an acre of an active farm?
Okay, so you're down here in the New York City area?
Yeah.
Are you by any chance?
Yeah.
I come from Niagara County, out in the hinterlands.
Near Canada.
Google Love Canal sometime, but yeah, out there, Niagara County. My first farm, the first of the two major farms I'm working right now.
Right.
20 years ago when I bought my first farm, I bought it for $1,700 an acre.
Now?
And 10 years ago when I needed to expand, I walked across the street to the neighbor whose land I wanted to buy. I said, I'll pay you twice as much I paid Charlie. Well, you're still not getting land
So what
for
does it
that.
sell today? 5,000?
Yeah, easily. I mean, it's
5,000 acre, and your acre will make you 12,000 a year. So let's say
I mean,
you
the
should
closer,
start
15.
You want to get 15
But if you're
acres.
if you're looking in the Hudson Valley, that number's 50. It's not
50,000
5.
acre.
Yeah, man.
Wow. But the
So what you
shipping
want
is
to do
cheaper.
is buy a turnkey business. If
Right.
the trees are already in the ground.
How many acres you want to buy to have a sustainable? 15 acres minimum?
If you're direct market, you could do it with 10 or 12.
10 or 12 acres?
But you got to but that's a you
And
pick.
you can make
that's direct
150K
market.
a year.
You
Average.
might have to eat cat food for a year or two before you're in the caviar. You got to you got to crawl before you walk.
So 15 acres.
Yeah, that's the
What's the machinery cost?
The
for
machinery,
15 acres?
By use.
Okay, 15 acres.
Learn how to auction. Learn where to go
15
to look
acres.
for stuff.
How much? What's your machinery cost? 50K, 100K, 300K?
It's not 100K. You can get started for under 100K.
Under 100 machinery.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
It takes.
when you
so
say
the
12K,
machinery-
it's profit
hold
or
on.
sales? Is it gross
the
or net?
bottom line machinery,
Yeah.
the bare minimum amount of machinery you need is the same amount of machinery for 3 acres as for 60.
Gotcha.
The bottom bare minimum will take you up to about 50 before you need 2 of everything.
Gotcha.
So that's an important. If you're into little economies, miniature economies of scale, that's
But
what you're
in
looking for.
apples, there's no plowing trucks, right? You're hand picking everything.
Well, you're going to need a truck, and you're going to need containers to put it in. That's where the money adds up. Boxes will rob you blind. Buying
Boxes.
boxes, yes.
Cardboard boxes.
Well, cardboard, wood, plastic. I mean, plastic 20 bushel bins to harvest them into. Those are $140 a pop. Plus
Great.
trucking.
Mark,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Yep. Hey,
so
you know
need,
what?
let's say,
Whatever I can do, if I leave you with no thought,
thank you, Mark.
apple trees, they make terrible pets.
Terrible pets.
They make terrible pets. It's
So
not
people
for the
who
faint of
retire
heart.
to orchard is not a good idea.
They're hard. They're hard. The learning curve is steep. They're so easy to screw up. I screwed up this year. It cost myself a lot of money. It probably cost me that number you keep mentioning.
Thank you so much, Mark.
Hey.